What's up, Cancer? It's your girl Kelly coming straight at you for the Queen's Tarot Bee in Boston. So, guys, for you this month, I'm feeling a lot of disappointment from people around you. It's not just a significant other, it's family members, it's a collective of people that have really let you down. People you never thought would let you down. And you're not quite filling in your Empress status. You're busy in the 3D trying to deal with um, the devastation that these people have caused you. I don't feel minor devastation. I feel major devastation in your life. Um, when I flip the decks over, this has been happening a lot lately. The Ace of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Again, here's my Starman Tarot, and that's more for me so that I can pull in the messages easily. But I wanted to show you that you have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So I feel like you've been let down in friendship department, family department, significant other department. It's been nonstop. And no matter what you harvest, it's always this tiny amount as opposed to what you put in. And your instinct was warning you with these people. Your instinct is really, really warning you, trying to get through and say, hey, Cancer, you have a beautiful instinct and you have a beautiful love. Don't give it to the wrong people. And in my Starman deck, you've got the trickster, the clown. And so somebody really it doesn't feel like just somebody. It feels like like I said, family, friends. It's like a collective of people. And that's what worries me. It's like a collective of people that have let you down. And then you have the star here in the Starman Tarot, and it's telling me that your wish was a new chance, another opportunity with these people, but they let you down. There was significant letdown with a number of people. And for you, this was a lot to handle because it came from every department. It didn't just come from, a significant other. It didn't just come from a family member. It didn't just come from friends. It came from all three at the same time. And it really showed you who was there for you and who wasn't. And that's a hard lesson to learn no matter what. But when you have it coming at you threefold, that's really overwhelming. What I can say about this right now is you guys are going through a lot. I can't stress that enough. With everything going retrograde in your sign, we had 6 planets retrograde. Mercury just turned back finally. Getting rid of this cold again. So don't mind me. Oh, wait, this is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Mars, Venus, or in your houses, wherever it might fit in. Because I do feel a lot of sentimental stuff coming through. You guys are a very sentimental bunch. And so when I listen to them and I bring in the emotion that I'm feeling, I feel like a lot of this is stemming from your past as well. It's saying here that for some reason, it looks like you're doting on whatever you have in your hands. And with this is the 6 of Cups in reverse. So it looks like you're doting on the past. You're living in some memories, some old memories of your childhood. It can also be talking about your children. Maybe your children let you down. But if you look, she's not so concerned with being out in the cold. She's more concerned, without shoes, she's more concerned with whatever she has in her hand. The look on her face as though she misses it. and she admires it, and she wishes that it was still a part of her life. And what this is the Six of Cups. So it talks about reminiscing. It talks about issues from your past. It talks about you're all up in your feels about whatever this situation is and these people disappointing you. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles. So they're not really making a move forward to say, I'm sorry for backstabbing you, or I'm sorry for whatever I did and letting you down. It's like they're just kind of taking the high road, the easy road, and avoiding you. And that hurts you more because it feels like you're reminiscing. And when I say you're really reminiscing about your past, we've got the Six of Cups and the Six of Cups. And it's saying here, you're really reminiscing about memories in your past and you just want this back. It's almost like you want your family back, or your significant other to be the way that they were prior to whatever happened here. And it's not going that way. They're not apologizing. They're not being helpful. They're not being a part of whatever it is that you're going through emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, because it feels like it all ties into one, guys. To me, it just feels like you're changing who you are. You're going through a big change in life and who you are, and it has to do with your past. It has to do with childhood memories. It has to do with, and if you need the information for a private read, it is down below in the box. Just expand the little arrow and you will find my email. Please just email me before you contact me on Skype or anything like that. That way I can send you a list of services. But it feels like you're changing in a way. You are coming into your power, maybe not wrong, but maybe in the best way you knew how. And you're realizing that that maybe wasn't the right way. With this, we've got Temperance. So it says that you're evening out, you're changing, you're becoming a different person. You're becoming the Empress in the upright. You're becoming the Empress that you should be, or the Emperor you should be. Now, let me just say this. Cancer, this can come in your energy or your partner's energy. It can come in vice versa. So if you leave in the comments, well, Cancer did this to me, I know. It just, the energy bounces in between, sweethearts. That's just, I tell you what they tell me. Nothing less, nothing more. And with this comes the Seven of Swords, which is the sneaky card in the deck. So this may have been how you were handling things before. You didn't, it feels like right here is clogged up or backed up, and you're having trouble saying how you're feeling. So maybe this was not intentionally going behind people's backs, but not knowing how to express yourself. And so that made it feel like to other people, you may have been going behind their back. And maybe that's what caused this. But it was more you didn't know how to express yourself without, or you didn't know how to express yourself at all. But now you're balancing out. You're learning the lesson of how to speak. Instead of listening and hearing all the time, Cancer, you're learning how to speak out your true feelings. And I think that has a lot to do with Mars being retrograde in Cancer for a long time. Mars is the planet of war. And so Mars often talks about speaking your mind. I'm an Aries sun, a Leo moon, and an Aries rising. And Mars is my ruling planet for Aries. And so when it hit Cancer, I was super emotional and I was like, what is this? And then you guys were probably like telling everybody off and going, what is this? Telling everyone how you felt. But once you realized how good that felt, you made it a balance in your life. And where you would normally cast a judgment before or have an opinion before, Telling people how you felt brought happiness. It brought those you knew you could depend on into your life. It brought people from your past that you never thought that you would have relationships with. It's like learning how to express yourself without hurting other people and lashing out. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, Taurus. Maybe some of you are dealing with a Taurus. Cancer, because we know I don't blurt signs out and I don't say signs during my readings. So it's not a bad thing, guys, to not know how to express yourself. I mean, it's a bad thing because it builds up and eventually you explode. However, it's not a bad thing to have never been taught to express yourself properly. What's important is that you're now learning it. Better late than never, they always say. But it's like you felt tied to your past. There's someone in your life right now that you felt tied to your past with. Maybe a family member, or a friend. I don't really view this as a relationship. I view it more as you coming out of confusion. And I mean, I can read the relationship aspect of it. That's no problem. But it's a matter of, I feel like this is ancient past. This is like years ago. You were bound up. You were never properly taught how to express yourself. So your first instinct was to, snap at people and then run in your shell. And you felt bound by this. Something made you feel bound by this. And now it seems as though whatever you went through, you're now coming out of this mind prison that you've put yourself in. You're learning to effectively communicate with the people around you. You're just disappointed at the amount of people that when you effectively communicate with them, suddenly they disappear. They don't want to hear it. And these are all people you've done things for. You've done for these people. And when you needed them most, it seems like they just weren't there. And so when you communicated and you finally felt that Mars retrograde in Cancer, it was like you communicated and you communicated harshly, and you still are. A lot of signs moved into Cancer, even the sun, during that time. And now that you're effectively communicating and you're not in this mind fuck, it seems like nobody wants to be there. Now, if I read this in a relationship sense, for those of you who are in a relationship, this read is just a general read. It can apply, not apply. It can apply in certain areas and not in others. It's all in how it affects your life. So if it does not fit, don't try to force it. Don't try to make it fit, guys. When we're talking about relationships, it feels like you are tied into this relationship somehow. But you're starting to come out of this and look at it and say, is this really, really worth it? Is this worth it for this commitment? Something's going on here that doesn't feel right, and it's got you bound up. It's like you have to find a way out of it, but it's really complicated. And you're starting to climb your way out of this pit of hell that it feels like. It feels like you're at the bottom of a pit with your hands tied, a bunch of knives, and it's like, well, how do I do this? How do I get out of here? And all I can picture is you cutting these and using the swords to stab your way up. That's the way I see you fighting right now, Cancer. And I see that this here, although in the upright, with appearing with these two cards, this is not a good relationship for you. This relationship could get you into trouble. And then I see someone in your life that you didn't want to work on the relationship prior. You didn't want to communicate, or you were out of communication prior. And I feel like this is recent. This is someone who's come back into your life that you know you can trust. That's there for you, and you never knew this person was there for you. I feel a very deep connection here, Cancer. This is family or a close friend, and you guys are now working on a relationship instead of being out. Well, I can't even talk. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Unpacking and just lots of things going on. You were out of communication with this person prior. And now that this person has come back into your life, you're seeing that this person has been trustworthy all along. It's just a matter of the judgment that you had on this person. You were judging them unfairly, guys. Because underneath all of that was somebody who was very loving and caring. Definitely someone from your past, so a family member or an old friend. Now you're back in communication with this person. I want to say this person could be an Aries just because of the Queen of Rods and the Emperor, but it doesn't have to be. But you're finally getting back into balance with this person. You're learning how to juggle whatever it is you felt before with whatever it is you've realized now. And with the Emperor, like I said, it could be an Aries, it could not be. I'm just occasionally when I see two cards that come up and remind me of a sign, I'll say it, but it could be anybody. But this person is important to you, and they've come back into your life. And you're learning to balance how you felt about them being out of your life for so long with them being in your life after such a big tower moment. Now, a tower moment doesn't have to be an argument. It doesn't have to be a breakdown of, how are they saying this? It doesn't have to be a breakdown of the foundation that you built. It can be being out of touch, not communicating correctly. And this being fogged up by other people's opinions, decisions, being in the way. Other people getting in the middle of your relationship. This is definitely an old friend, a family member, somebody that you really love. You have love for this person. And it's saying that you didn't take the chance on this person because of what other people were telling you or what you thought, or maybe, how would I put it? Maybe your perception of them was off. Because there's a decision here that it looks like you kept out of contact with this person as well as they did with you. And it may be that your perception of them was a lot different than what it should be. And now that they're back in your life, you're finding happiness. You're finding that this person really is there for you and really will always be there for you. And it seems like you're taking this step backwards. This is a card about resting. But you're not resting, you're watching. Because what you're wishing for here from somebody isn't quite happening the way that it should. Somebody really put a shock into you. You were expecting things to go one way, and then the Knight of Swords comes running in and, as usual, chops everyone's heads off and then decides, who do I give my message to? Well, the problem here is that this Knight charges in to give you bad news. So it kind of turned this right upside down. It's almost like you were expecting it by standing back and watching. But at the same time, this view was clouded for you. This person feels manipulative. And you found out the hard way, the harsh way. This person had no good intentions. It's almost like they got what they wanted. And then when you were no longer good for them, they discarded you. And this is a totally different person from the one who's come back into your life. This is somebody exiting your life. And in the Queen of Swords in reverse, this person cuts out even what is not necessary. This person is about self. It's about you coming out of this clouded view of them on who you thought they were as opposed to who they really are. So you've got a person who's come back into your life. It may be family, it may be a friend, and they've really made a significant change in your life to where you feel and you know that that person will always be there for you. But then you have someone else in your life that's really disappointed you. And you found out the hard way. This is something that feels like you didn't want to believe it because you wished for something different. The Nine of Cups is a wish cup. Wish cup. Wish card. You can tell I'm tired. It's been a long day. And your wish didn't come up quite as it should have. This person really pulled the wool over your eyes, took you for what you were worth, and discarded you. And this could be a friend, a family member, whoever that might be for you guys. And they really did you dirty. But that's okay because justice always comes in. Now, if I read this relationship-wise, it also talks about you cutting out what's not necessary, coming out of this mindfuck and actually getting the justice you need. So you may be going through the justice system, maybe a divorce, maybe a legal separation, or you're having to take this person to court, whoever this person is. You're having to take them to court for whatever they took you for, because they took you for everything, blinded you, and then just discarded you. So it's showing me legal papers. So if you're in a relationship, you may end up divorcing this person. And if this is a friend or a family member, this is someone you may take to court for monetary reasons. They really showed you their ass. They showed you what they were really, really capable of, and you saw the truth of this. The problem is you got caught up in the storm. They showed you the truth of who they really were, monetary based and selfish and really bad habits. Really just not an all-around nice person, very backstabbing. And the truth of this came out with the Ace of Swords. But the problem is there's no victory there because you didn't quite get away. You got caught in their turmoil of emotional, what are they saying? Hold on. Can you please talk one at a time? It's saying that emotionally this person turned cold, or they're saying, and you got caught in the rough waters of it and the rough mentality of who they became rather than who they were. Like I said, this was a big shock to you. This person, you were not expecting this to happen. And so when the Knight of Swords comes running in and he swats away all of the cobwebs this person has been creating for you, so you'll do what they want you to do, you see who this really is. And you see that this person never had good intentions. It was what you were worth to them. You had a dollar value, or you had a value as to what you were worth to this person. And now you know the truth. Your instinct is going to continue to warn you because this person comes in and out only when they want something. It doesn't have to be a man. It could be both male or female. And this read doesn't particularly feel like a significant other read. It could be. And remember, it can come in either energy. But this person comes in for what they want, what they need, whatever. But now it's like they're never going to get your trust enough after their behavior. There's my asshole card. After their behavior, they're never going to gain enough trust from you to allow them to do this anymore, to allow them to get you excited about this coming in and that coming in, and then boom. Instead, you get hit with the truth of who they really are. Now, this again is someone different. I know it's confusing, but the Starman, that's why I have it. The Starman deck helps me to tell a lot of things. Now, this person is the person that's come back into your life. This is a friend or a family member that's fiery, warm, beautiful, fun, truly loves you. And for a long time, they were in their single garden, feeling alone, feeling as though you would never love them or care about them. So I'm going to go with family member or close friend on this one. But they come back, and with it, they bring the 10 of Pentacles. This is the feeling abundant, having a family, having all those things that everybody has always wanted, having abundance and financial security, having family security, having people who are always going to be there for you. And it brings a death to an old relationship, an old mindset. This old mindset is being shed by both of you, and now the sun is coming in. So for a long time, this relationship may have been neglected, or you may not have talked a long time, or you may not have had a great relationship with this person, but when you really needed them and they really needed you, you guys pulled together for each other. And that's making you really rethink on the way things used to be, as opposed to who's truly there for you now. Because when you need help the most, this person has come in and helped as much as they can with what they have to give. Well, guys, that is it for this month. I'm really proud of you guys for, you've really changed. You're really learning your lessons, you're really coming to terms with people make mistakes. They don't always mean to hurt you. They don't always mean anything personal. And so you guys have really, really learned your lesson, and I'm so proud of you. I just want you guys to know that. So if you would like a personal reading, then the information is in the box below. It's your girl Kelly coming straight at you for the Queen Tarot B in Boston, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Oh, and remember, we're still having the whatever sign gets the most likes, views, shares, and subscribes, we are still giving away free readings. So again, this is your girl Kelly coming straight at you for the Queen Tarot B in Boston. I'm proud of you guys.